Dad, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Come on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Whoa, last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot. Kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I still that guy that did it on my own. Stay independent. For you to get what I'm getting, it will probably take a village. Just give me a minute, turn a snippet to a hit, and now they all want a percentage, but I'm only paying visits. Big dog, hit 'em with thick thumbs and a quick draw. Pit boss, if they ain't playing, they getting kicked off. Jigsaw, I got 'em puzzled, got 'em a bit lost. It's a feeding frenzy, I put a beat in a pig trough. Got it on lock, got the password. Type of thing you couldn't manufacture. 10,000 hours, got it mastered. Can't you see the patterns? Last time I checked, I'm still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I still hot. Real hot, kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I'm still the man in my town, they had to crown me. What I used to make in a day, I make it hourly. Told Grand, send me a beat and make it bouncy. When they hear the tag, they know it's about to be big scene, catching us on the big screen. 16, bar slicker is pristine. Listerine, everything that we spit clean. Big jeans, pockets are looking mint green. Pen game bulletproof. Look at all the levels that we took it to. Sticking out like a crooked tooth. Staring at the mirror like, look at you. Damn, I'm still hot. Real hot. Kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill Cos, steady climbing to the hilltop. Tip top, did it all off of a TikTok. Yeah, last time I checked, I
Does anyone know why I played that song? I'm going to take a shot to you guys because I want you to know I appreciate you. And honestly, real quick, for what it's worth, I know I'm a little bit stickler on the payments. Listen, it's very different than Whatnot where you pay with a credit card right away and they charge you your tax and your shipping. And like, I try to be flexible. I get it. Listen, no one's going to understand more than me. You guys are understanding of me. We got kids to get around. We got dinner to make. We got errands to run. We got wives nagging us or husbands nagging us. And we got all sorts of stuff going on. If you can pay when you claim, I get it. I do the same thing, though. I get in people's breaks, like Chad's or Jason's or Adam's or whoever's, and I'm like, like Davey. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like the biggest hypocrite when I don't pay. Because, like, I'll be doing it. I get it. I'm driving. I'm like, but here's the thing. When it's, like, multiple people or it's someone I don't know, I've been burnt, like, countless times over the last year. People we don't know, I want to trust, and I'm like, or people that have been in our group for 3 or 4 years, haven't been in a break in a while. And they pop in, I'm like, oh, good to see you. And then boom, they're gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so listen, I know, you guys, you know who you are, you're good. If you're kind of questioning, or if I like, and don't take it personal if I tag you. I love it when people do it for me, because I'm like, fuck, I didn't do it. Or message, if I message you, if I had time to message everyone, if it was easier, I would do that. But sometimes it's easier just to tag, hey, get it in. And sometimes, just to be perfectly transparent, I tag to let people know, like, hey, I'm here. I'm just waiting on a few payments. We'll get to it. Like, and I need time to get some things done. So it's a give-take thing. But 38% natural flavor, absolute wild berry. The reason I played that song, because you guys are absolutely wonderful, it was my number one played song of the year. It brought us many, many hits. Many, 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 many hits. It was a great hit. I was in the 0.01 percentile of Connor Price play. I'm going to use my Blaze and Breaks Twitter account. I'm going to tweet it out, the picture. It's like, you listen to this artist more than anyone. I want to tweet it out, see if Blaze and Breaks can get a shout out. I do. I'm going to try. I'm going to try very hard. I'm a huge Connor Price fan. I like Nick D. I listen to him when I lift. I listen to him when I play sports. I listen to him when we break. So, got to give him a... No one likes it, Slam. No one likes it. And for you, I get it. Like Slam's a man that works with his hands. Same thing with Doug. He's in an attic. Slam's on a mower. You guys have bosses. You can't just get your phone out. Don't take it personal, man. It's a reminder. It's not a guilt trip. I would rather tag you than listen, I have to do this awkward thing where it's like, hey, so can you send for the break last night? Like, oh, I think I sent for that. I'm like, You didn't. And like yesterday's money is very different than the next day's money. Like today's money is not yesterday's money. I do it. Listen, I put $40 in one of those skill machines last night at dinner. Last night I was like, whatever. Today I'm like, dude, what did I do? Why didn't I buy into I literally was like, why didn't I buy the bills in a Mosaic break? Like I would have rather done it. I lost it. Like, what am I doing? But that was yesterday's money. We don't care. So it's hard to get the message the next day. So for what it's worth. But hey, cheers to you guys. Still hot. Hopefully we keep it still hot forever. I love you guys. Jason Mello got a fun message from me today that was intended for Jason Upchurch. Jason Upchurch is my therapist. Like a lot of you guys listen to my venting, but usually Jason gets the card stuff. Cards are difficult right now, the way Fanatics has done things, the way Panini's doing things. I'm trying my hardest, guys. I take these like PYT prices and I knock them down as far as I can from other places. And they're just making it so hard for me. Because they want to sell it to you higher and higher and higher. And it's like, dude, I don't want to sell it to my guys that much. To win 3 $2 toys. Wait. No. Not that kind of skill machine. Let me take this shot and I'll tell you what I mean. No, not the claw machine. Dude, I've dropped way more than $40 on claw machines in one night. Have you met my son Cohen? He is an addict, bro. When you talk about addicts, my son sees a claw machine, he starts getting like itching and sweats. He's like, do you think we can win that? Do you think we can win that pirate doll there? I'm like, you're not even a Pirates fan. He's like, yeah, but I'm like, dude, relax. Dude, there's a Fortnite or there's a Minecraft thing in there, Dad. And I'm like, whoa, dude, it is just as stuffy. Relax. Hey, cheers to you guys. Love you all very much. Made in the village of Aarhus, Sweden. Absolute since 1879. It was absolutely wonderful. No, in Pennsylvania, you can't play slot machines unless you're in a casino or on your phone now. But the workaround is they have something called skill machines. And now skill machines, does any other state have this? They look just like slot machines. They're in gas stations. They're in restaurants. They're in bars. They're in everywhere. I mean, it won't be long before Walmart puts them in Walmart. I guarantee it. But they're at truck stops. They're everywhere. No. Chris, show them to me. So what they are is essentially it's like a slot machine. You hit it. But the reason it's called skill machine is that you have to pick either one that makes it a wild or move one up that makes it like a wild. And so you actually can hit a jackpot and press the wrong button or move the wrong way and not hit it. Or pick it like wrong choice. You won 5, but you could have won 500. So it's almost like worse than slot machines because in a slot machine, you definitely win if you hit. In a skill machine, you can't spin next, right? Like you can't hit next spin if you have a winner. It'll be like, no, pick one. But you can pick the wrong one. And like on the newer ones, it's like pick this one. But the older ones, you could get screwed. I think they got in trouble because like, no, that's shady as hell. But you guys are that strong. Slam, how do you feel about the Lions game tomorrow? Do we have any Packers fans in here? Ben Sinnott? Jahan Dotson? I want to see the new Fortnite controls. That might have to be a Christmas gift for the boys. Quote unquote me. CJ Gardner-Johnson for the Eagles in the Lions uni. We got Zaire Franklin. Michael Penix, center stage with a little Joe Melton there. And Javon Bullard. Did you guys see, I know we talked a little bit about this. And I actually, to be fair and to give everyone a voice, I heard quite a few people, both in our group and on other pages say, hey, the Trevor Lawrence slide it's bad because it should have been on Trevor Lawrence. I want you to know I don't necessarily disagree with you. However, it was still an illegal hit. Should the rule change? Man, that's such a gray area. I'm to the point where let's just put flags on the quarterback, right? Then they don't have to slide. You can't hit them. You got to pull their flags. Like not all the players, just the quarterbacks. And I know that's the dumbest idea ever. I get that. But I'm a person that says, if you hate it, find a solution. right? If you hate it, find a solution. That's the only thing I can come up with. You can't say quarterbacks don't run. And Slam, I'm going to get to the next man up mentality. I talked about it on the Trinity serial numbers break today. I'll talk about it in a minute, but I want to finish my thought on this. I agree with you. It's not fair. Listen, Josh Allen. I'm going to start with Josh Allen. I'm going to point the finger at myself and my team and my the team I care about and the quarterback I love, Josh Allen. Let me get through this packet. I'll tell you. Jamar Chase. There's a Jordan Love Dak. We'll random for that. Brock Bowers. Rich Gannon, there's a Blake Corum debut. I love Mosaic this year. Starting to tick up in price a bit. We have one more box that I was able to get when it was first released. It's moved up about $50-$60 since it released. Tony Pollard and a Puka Nakua out of $199. You think Lions win by 6? All right, so let me go back to my thought here. I would start with Josh Allen. And you guys can, I want feedback from you. I want you to hear this because I know a lot of people shared their thoughts and I don't disagree with you. Josh Allen is a late slider. If it were not my team, I would be annoyed by it. Historically, he has a pump fake slide and he draws a lot of those calls. Let me tell you why I'm being honest and I'm saying it annoys me. Because Patrick Mahomes is something so different. So, and I agree with you, Chris. I'm totally with you. I think the fine was justified. I think the suspension was justified. I think, I'm not going to lie and say Lawrence didn't slide late, but he didn't break the rules. Lawrence didn't break the rules. The guy, Aziz, did. But that being said, Patrick Mahomes, he's not a late slider. He's one of these that hugs the line and pretends he's going to go out and then runs it up for a few more yards. Or he pretends he's going to slow down and then he jets up. It's not a fake slide, but it's a deception, and Patrick Mahomes gets that call as much, probably more, than Josh Allen does. Now, if you're on a team that doesn't have a running quarterback, you hate this. If you have a Jared, I don't know, what's Jared Goff's running stats like? I don't think he's a running quarterback, right? If you have a Jared Goff, if you have someone like that is not necessarily a run second or run third option. He's like, I'm going to throw. I'm going to have a perfect passer rating. He's a purist, right? If you have a Peyton Manning historically, you're like, this is bullshit. But they're not going to change that rule because running quarterbacks have made the game a million times more exciting. Who are we watching? Josh Allen. Who are we watching? Lamar Jackson. Who are we watching? Patrick Mahomes, which I wouldn't call them runners, but they are in the running class of quarterbacks. And they are the teams that are near the top. You have to almost have a mobile quarterback anymore. Curtis Samuel. And if you are a late slider, you take that risk to get lit up. And I think teams are getting to the point where they're like, take the 15 yards. With the Josh, you bring up a great point. And I want to get to your Lions thing, next man up, because it's a Bills thing this year. Fields was a great runner, but he doesn't have the arm like the other guys to back it up. He has a strong arm, but not an accurate arm. Xavier Worthy Mosaic. But I'm with you. I'm a Fields fan. I am. Not everyone is. I'm a Fields fan. But Josh, to go back to your point, I think you're right. I think some teams, and I think that's kind of what happened here, is they're like, if you want to run, that's fine. I'm willing to take the 15-yard penalty to hit you. Look at it. Tua takes a hit like that, he's done. Lawrence is like, he's on IR. If Josh Allen were to take a hit like that, and it scares me, sure, 15 yards, he's out for the season. So in a way, I agree with you guys. The NFL has to step in and like, you got to do something for these quarterbacks. Because it's 15 yards isn't enough. So they're like, okay, suspend them. And if you didn't hear, the Houston Texans GM came on, I don't know if it was the GM or the owner, and he was livid. He's like, it's bullshit. You know, he's like, there's no consistency. There's no, like, we've asked the league to define why he did it. And that this guy has a record. All right, he has priors. And the hit was intentional. Whether Lawrence slid late or not, I'm not going to argue that. He did. He did slide late, but he slid within the rules. The hit was 100% intentional and aimed for harm. It was a harmful intent. If you don't think that hit was for harmful purposes, you're lying to yourself. There's a Nate Wiggins mosaic, and here we go. Out of 10, 2 out of 10 for the Bengals. There you go. Jerry Thompson, Amarius Mims, rookie gold mosaic out of 10. And Slam, it's different in high school or even at the lower level, college level, when you're not paying millions of dollars a quarterback. So I guess teams should tell their quarterbacks, protect yourself, which I think they do. But I don't think the NFL is going to accept, we're just going to let them hit them. The NFL is nothing if it's not protective of their babies, which are their quarterback. It's their money makers. Their number one jersey sellers for the most part. They're money makers for revenue. They bring, it's Lamar versus Allen, Mahomes versus Allen, Goff versus, Love. You're going to have these matchups. It's very rarely is it, you might get a Barkley versus Henry or every now and then, right? Or you might get like a receiver versus the D-back. But very rarely is that going to, there's a nice Brock Bowers. Very rarely is it going to be anyone but the QBs. Here's a Jordan Travis rookie red. And a Trey Benson debut silver. NFL, listen, you're not going to win that with me. I agree with you. We don't have to debate. NFL has gotten so soft in the worst ways, right? We're going to let them do that stupid kickoff. But then we're going to let them still do like the punt where they get lit up, right? It's like, come on, man. And I really believe that the person in charge of marketing for the NFL who was on preseason on the NFL Network let this slip. I don't think he was supposed to say this because it was supposed to be about safety. Safety was the reason they changed the kick. But he said, we were trying to make sure people didn't leave their seats during commercials. He said this. And right there whether he was supposed to say that or not, and you could tell he was not a dude normally in front of the camera. And they kind of prodded, well, like, other than safety, what were some of the reasons? It's like, well, we want to make sure people aren't leaving during commercial breaks, We want to make sure they're not getting up. So, like, it goes right back to the action kind of thing. It's a kickoff. It's going to go out of bounds. We want it to be live. They didn't solve that problem, and it didn't make it any safer. Sky Moore for the Kansas City Chiefs out of 199 going out to Dougie. There you go, Doug. So the NFL, don't ever believe when they say it's for player safety. These helmets are for play. Like, it's all a facade. It is. Because if it's for player safety, a lot of the rules would be different. There are more injured players now than ever before. Can you tell me a time when you've seen this many? And I think the players have gotten soft too. I think a person has a pulled hammy. He normally plays in the past. Now it's like, we don't want to hurt him, People are the teams spend so much money on these guys. They're protecting their investments, right? They've extended the IR, so it's easy to put a guy on a 4-week IR. I mean, I don't mean to be on my soapbox, but I think it's been an important thing to talk about because we're heading into playoff time. And let me tell you this: that was a message. That suspension was more of a message sent to teams saying, "Do not take out our quarterbacks." If that would have been Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, I'm talking playoff teams here, definitive playoff teams, maybe even Russell Wilson to an extent, that dude would have had it worse in 3 games. You are going to ruin their ratings for playoffs. They do not mess with the NFL's money. You don't mess with their money. Nice Jahmyr Gibbs there, Josh. They wanted more kickoffs being returned, but it's just not happening. It's like 4% more returns this year. It's ridiculous. Javonte Williams, yeah, buddy, won me some money this week. You and a little chubby, you gave me a chubby Javonte Williams and the Joku. The Ricky Purcell. There we go. And Johnny Wilson. But yeah, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. Slam, other people who have said it, I agree. He slid late, but within the rules. Rather I like it or not, rather I like the fact that Patrick Mahomes pretends to run out of bounds and then draws a 15-yarder because he doesn't. And then has half a foot out. Rather, I'm happy the fact that Josh Allen is able to draw it. Do I think it's fair? No. Am I happy when he does it? Yes. He's playing. It's like knowing the tax code and using it to your advantage, right? Is it ethically moral? It's a gray area. But is it legal? Yes, as long as you're within the code. And these quarterbacks are within the code. Don't ever say what stuff again. What did I say that you didn't like? I'm going to go back to the next man up, though, since we're switching topics. Josh Allen Hines. And here's a Fuagua for the Saints, rookie silver. Dude, the teams that we're seeing, There's a Bo Nix and a Dunze, and let's do this. Marshawn Lloyd, that's out of 99. You know what? Some of those may have been numbered. I didn't know it's at the bottom. I'm going to have to double check those Storms. So the next man up has been Buffalo's thing from the beginning. At the beginning of the season, everyone doubted Buffalo, and I did talk about this in the Trinity break. So if you were in the Trinity break earlier and you're hearing this again, I apologize. But I talked about Detroit specifically this morning. I forget what talking head it was. How long? It was one of the big morning talk shows. How long can... I woke up to it. It was the first thing on my feed. How long can Detroit sustain being a top-tier team with this list of injuries? And I had the list of injuries. And I'm like, damn. But the first thing in my head was, Dan Campbell is a different dude. And what I said during today's Trinity break was, it seems to me that the teams that have camaraderie, good locker room environment, good coaching, right? Coaching, not necessarily always the decisions, but keeps the team together, keeps them close. During losses, they don't fall apart. You're not yapping on the sidelines at each other, right? And it's okay to be in each other's face. Like, the Lions are an intense team. But they know I better play because guess what? In the NFL, the talent is there. Next man up. And I think the Lions have bought into that mentality clearly. There's a Marvin Harrison, nice card. The Bills have bought into that mentality. I mean, listen, we got Matt Collins scoring, Ray Davis scoring, it's just like, if it's not them, it's Dalton Schultz, or not Dalton Schultz, Dalton Kincaid, or then maybe it's Dawson Knox. Like, we have had so many different scorers this year. Jalen McMillan. Did you hear about this guy? How about a Malik Neighbors green capital gains for the Giants going out to Jimmy Britton? Yeah, I'm not hating on it, Slam. I'm loving it, and I'm very, very excited for the game on Thursday. Right now, the poll has 10 votes. It's 80-20. We're going to mark the Lions down, and I'm going to try this week. We do have Certified coming out, I believe, and so we're going to try to rip some of that. We're going to try to get through the games. You guys taking the Lions 80%. I'll adjust the total if I need to, but I want to try to get the whole slate in this week. But I think this game is going to be an epic Thursday night game. We have so many good games coming up over the next couple weeks in the NFL. But did you guys see Joe Burrow's new purchase? Please tell me you saw what he bought. My understanding is it's true. It's confirmed. Did you see what Joe Burrow bought with his millions and millions of dollars? I think it was 1.8 million or 2.2 million. Adonai Mitchell there. And there's a Penix. Anybody see Trey Benson from Benson's Animal Farm? We got a Chad Ochocinco. We met him, Chris. Montez Sweat Silver. Javon Holland. He bought a Batmobile! Now, a couple weeks ago, I saw them announce that they were going to do, like, I forget how many copies, like 50 of this car. It was 2.9. Dude, I thought of this today. I'm driving, and this pops up on my feed, and I click it, and I'm like, dude, I envy the dude that has that kind of... He's not that dude that, like, he's not that guy that's always in the media. He's always running his mouth, He's not a wide receiver. He's not a D-back, which are the chirpy ones. But he's been known to say a thing or two. But, dude, this dude's going to come out and be like, I bought a Batmobile. The most major flex to me, like, that's not lie. Like, every one of us as a child would have died to own that. He's owning the Batmobile. I hope it has, like... hope it has places that pop guns out of it and it's bulletproof and the wheels move and shit. For that much money, I sure hope so. The worst part about Joe Burrow, he's leading the league in yards and touchdowns, and he is 15th on odds to win MVP. He is below the likes of Jaden Daniels. I'm not talking Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels is ahead of him in the MVP category. He leads the league in touchdowns, leads the league in yards. It's not his fault the defense sucks. 300 to 1 odds. If you bet $1 on Joe Burrow to win the MVP this year, you win $300 if he hits it. He's leading the league in the two biggest categories, which tells me two things. MVP matters for what your team record is. Number one. We saw that with Lamar Jackson last year. I believe that with my whole heart. It matters how you perform the last 5 weeks. We're seeing that with the boost in like Allen and Barkley. It's now where's the electric plays, and it matters, your position 100%. But with Joe Burrow, it's not your position. It's his record, and what's he going to do over the next 5 weeks? If he continues to light it up and sets records over records, can he move up? Like, what's he got to do? If they didn't have Joe Burrow, they would have 0 wins. The dude's putting up... The dude has thrown 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in 3 games that they lost this year. What? You know what? I guess why it rubs me the wrong way? Because people say Josh Allen just can't win the playoff games. The fuck he can't. He threw 4 touchdowns and ran 1 in, and they lost because the defense can't hold for 13 seconds. It is not a Josh Allen thing when he's on the sideline. It's a Bengals problem. And I'll tell you this, you're right, Jamie. You got to win the games. Right? Got to win the games. And that's why I think they're going to have trouble keeping Burrow in there if they don't start to change the dynamic there. Woo! One of my favorites! Rookie Bucky Irving out of 199. Love this dude. Have so many shares of this dude. Michael Thompson, number 2 on the mini. Chick-fil-A has a Batmobile? Which Chick-fil-A has a Batmobile? Or is it like their marketing toy? Line's down to 75%. I'll adjust the odds. We'll see if it changes any now before then. All right, guys. We are going to do a $5 hit list credits and a paper football. So bear with me. I'm going to sleeve up that Derrick Henry mosaic there. We got 1 dice roll here. 1 roll. 1, 2, 3. It'll go to Mahomes and Love. 4, 5, 6. It'll go to Lawrence and Prescott. Both of them on the IR. It's going to go to the people that are still healthy. We got Mahomes and Love at the corporate office. That's wild. That's money well spent. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is like an interesting company. The whole dynamic there is just start to finish is just something special. Zamir White out of 99 going out to the Raiders. Penix. We got Jalen McMillan Mosaic. We have the Capital Gains Malik Neighbors. Marvin Harrison debut Mosaic. Bo Nix base. Odunze introductions. We got a Marshawn Lloyd for the Packers out of 99 by storm. And we have the Javonte Williams out of 199. Ricky Purcell. We got Jordan Travis red Mosaic. Trey Benson debut. We have the debut Drake May. And that was a silver. This is a base. Amarius Mims for the Bengals out of 10 gold. It does work. It does work. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A. I don't think their food's good. It's okay. Wendy's chicken's just as good. I know. Don't run me over the coals. My wife and kids love Chick-fil-A. I go for them when we pass it. We don't have one close by. Thank God. Xavier Worthy. Puka Nakua out of 199 and a Penix center stage. And our autos were for the Chiefs and the Bucks. Bucky Irving for the Tampa Bay Bucks, I believe, out of 199. Both of them numbered. Bucky Irving out of 199 going to Michael Thompson, number 2. And Dougie hitting not the Bucky. Hit the Dougie. Sky Moore also out of 199 for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a team that I've thrown the shade. I've said they're the worst, one-loss team in the history of the league. If you take the last 2 minutes out of every game in the league for every team this year, apparently they have the worst record. I don't know if that's true, but that's wild if it is. Take the last 2 minutes out of every game in the league this year, and they have the worst record in the league. That being said, they're missing a lot of players. They get right at the right time. Forget about it. It's a three-peat. They just got Pacheco back. Do they get some of these guys back? We'll see. Wendy's spicy chicken is phenomenal, and the best thing to do is work there, take a few, and cook them in your own oven. They're 10 times as spicy when you don't deep fry them. Just ask, can I buy them not cooked? I'm telling you, cook them in your own oven. Oh, they're so hot. You need milk or you need and I love hot food. They're hot. You got to bake them in an oven though. It just gets so hot. Saints Colts, that's going to be David Populars. Hey, and Michael Thompson, number 2. Listen, you only spent $8 on the mini spot. You got 5 of it back there. Next thing up is going to be paper football. Oh, it got to be. And then think about this. I'm sure the owners and managers still work on Sundays. They're just not open. I'm sure there's paperwork to be done, and they don't shut down completely. But dude, think about as an employee there. They always get off on Sundays. They're the happiest people you ever see. Like, they really are. Or they pretend to be. Miami Dolphins. You know who else is? I don't know how they are around you, but our Starbucks, they're always like, they're busy, but they're never rude. I'll tell you what, that place, our Starbucks around here, is always packed. And they still say, like, fairly pleasant. Seth Anderson, do you have you already have one, but you get another one. You had the Jets. You're going to get yourself another paper football. Good luck, Seth. Something else tomorrow, I'll let you know. We'll be back, but it was nice hanging the night. I wanted to get a few of those things. Got yourself the Chargers. I don't know who they have this week. Do they have the Chiefs this week? Is that this week? That'd be awesome. Dude, let's look at the slate quick. I'm not going to go anywhere yet. Let's look real quick at the slate. What does it look like? Let's see what we got. NFL leagues. Packers Lions starting off the game right. Then we got Falcons Vikings fight. I think they're both fighting for a spot yet. Saints Giants, meh. Jags Titans, meh. Raiders Bucks. Bucks need to win that. Raiders are out. Browns Steelers. It could be a fun game. Divisionals always tough. Panthers Eagles. Panthers keep trying to play the upset special. We'll see. Jets Dolphins. Meh. Seahawks Cardinals. Divisional. Could matter. Bears Niners. No, neither team really. Chargers Chiefs at night. And then Bengals Cowboys. Man, it's kind of not a great slate, but the Bills do play the Rams. Must win for the Bills if they want to stay in contention for the bye. So the Thursday and the Sunday night game are the games. And then, of course, the Bills at 4 with the Rams. Falcons Vikings kind of good. There's a few in there. Browns Steelers could be good. Other than that, not a great. But big for fantasy. Huge for fantasy. If you are trying to fight into a position, big bye week. You know, we got a lot of teams off. So, we have a lot of teams off. We got Baltimore, Denver, Houston, Indy, New England, Washington. Why they waited to put... They know how fantasy works, right? Like, someone needs to talk to these NFL executives, and I know they don't give a shit about your fantasy team, but the league scheduler should. I don't care about the coaches, the players. They shouldn't care about your fantasy team. But the league should care. Why are we putting... No teams off on Thanksgiving week. I get it. That's not fair to a team to have off on vacation. And, then on week 11, for whatever reason, 4 teams off. Week 10, 4 teams off. Week 9, 2 teams off. Week 8, no teams off. Put the teams... Why on week 8 are there no... Get the fucking teams off then. Why on... They know this is the number 1 week for almost 90% of leagues, I would bet. This is the last week of the season. The games matter. You're going to put 6 teams off? Get the fuck out. Like, really, get out of here. Something's got to change with that. It's stupid. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I love you guys. Enjoy your night. I'm out.